So hopefully this video helps you figure out how you're supposed to be taking notes digitally this year in Spanish class. Now, taking good notes is a skill. It's an acquired skill, and you have to learn how in order to figure it out. So what you're going to see is you had clicked on the Google assignment already, and you have opened up El Presente Repaso Online, the notes, El Presente notes, right? These are the notes you're going to use in order to fill in the slides on your student copy, so your personal copy of the grammar notebook. Now, grammar notebook, I'll take for everything, right, is interactive. It's meant to keep all of the big grammar concepts that we learn for the semester in one place. So I can click on a tab and it would take me to the instructions, right? It would take me to the section that I need to go to. So if I'm like, all right, I need to go and review present tense because that's what we're working on, I'll go to the present tense notes. Now, when taking notes for this, what I want you to do is I want you to split your screen into two different tabs. Now, I have a little app thing. So on one side of the screen, you're going to see the notes that you're going to write in, so your copy. And on the other side, you're going to see the notes that I have given. Now, if you look, they're not word for word of what you should write. When taking notes, you're given a lot of information, and notes are meant to keep the most important information for you to remember. Okay, so I'm not expecting you to take this and copy and paste. That's not the idea of taking notes. The idea of taking notes is picking the most important concepts and putting it in a way that you're going to remember. So for this, so when it says like 3 types of verbs, right? Now here it says, remember, there are 3 types of verbs. Oh, okay, so I know I'm probably gonna write 1, 2, and 3, what those verbs are. Now it's your choice. Do you wanna just write it in as AR, ER, IR? Or do you want to write it in as verb, a verb that ends in AR, a verb that ends in ER, etc.? Now, do you want to write the examples in? As a note taker, I probably would. So I would probably go on to this line to the right, and I would maybe type in some examples. And I could use different ones too. And then the Y conjugate, you look around and you're like, I'm confused, that's not on there. Okay, not everything that is on the notes page is going to be on the actual things that you're going to write down. Now you could write Y conjugate, you could put it over here, but this is meant more for you as why you should conjugate, right? Why are we doing this in the first place? And then it goes with steps on how to conjugate a verb. Well, here it just says steps. But we know, okay, there's certain parts that I should be writing down. I should be reading everything. Notes will not be successful if all you do is copy and paste it over. They will also not be successful if you don't read everything. So you need to make sure you read all of the parts of it. So think about it as like, if this was in class, these are the things that I would be saying out loud, right? If I were to just write bullet points and not have an actual statement for what I'm trying to say, you'd be pretty lost. I'm hoping this makes sense. I'll be explaining more in class too, and I'm here if you need it. So make sure you just reach out, send me an email, a GChat or something, but try your best to take good notes digitally because it is what we have to do this year, right? And then my suggestion as well is to handwrite really important notes. So right now this is present tense verbs. If you're not good with present tense, so if that's what you did really bad on last year in Spanish 1, or you have no idea because you never had to break it down to conjugated verb because you just speak Spanish, my suggestion is that you write it down on paper as well to really make sure it sticks in your head. As always, reach out with questions.